why you have enemies and who those enemies are. Do y'all got enemies? Right? Most of us say, no, we don't have enemies. But my brother just said that there's sundown towns today in 2026. And that's true. So we're here at Hampton University, HU, the HBCU here in Virginia. We're at a common barbershop, or a well-known barbershop, known as the Lex Cuts. We're here to talk to the people, see where their mind's at. You know, it's college campus, so partying and all that. It's mainly on the people's mind, but Lord's will, we're going to indulge their intellect and hopefully bring something more to their mind than just partying. How you doing? How y'all doing? Hey, how you fellas doing? Doing all right. Doing. So pretty much, we're Israelites in Christ, also known as IUIC. We go all the way around the world teaching our people who they are. So throughout the states, throughout the countries, we teach so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans that we're actually God's chosen people according to the Bible. And the reason why we oftentimes see drugs in our community, or so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans. And I have to say so-called because we've been scattered everywhere. So we over there in Saudi Arabia, we over there in India, we over down in Mexico, we everywhere. Wherever the diaspora is at, or we suffered the curses of slavery, that's where our people are. So we intermingle amongst everybody. Yep.
Dollar General, right there in that area.
Yes, sir.
Barber shop right across the street from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You seeing y'all guys out there.
That's great. What do you think about it?
Hey, man. I do y'all thing, man. Keep doing it. I see it.
Okay. So with that being the case, we came here to the point of the soldier and officer talking to you. We just want to see if we have a dialogue with the brothers and yourself about the barbershop. To see and talk about the common issues that we face in our communities and potential solutions. You still up for that?
You got the floor.
Okay. All right. So you say your name is Jay, right? You Jay. All right. How you brothers doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
All right. My name is Officer Adriel. To my right is Officer Yawanathan, and this Officer Jeremiah. We are with Israelites United in Christ, also known as IUIC. All right, so what we do is we go all throughout our communities, throughout the states, throughout countries, teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans that we are God's chosen people. Now, with the work we do, I'm sure some of y'all may be familiar with this. How many of y'all seen us before on the streets? All right, two brothers. How many of y'all seen us at Barclays Center? Y'all remember Kyrie Irving?
Who?
Kyrie Irving, the basketball player. You remember? You remember Barclays Center? That was us.
Okay.
All right. And so what we came to do is we just want to have a dialogue with y'all brothers, talk to the men of the community about common issues that we face and potential solutions so we can fix the problems in our community. Everybody all right with that?
Like that.
All right. And just to keep everything respectful, it's going to be a dialogue. We're going to talk. We're going to give y'all the floor. Y'all got questions. Y'all got statements. And just make sure we're just not interrupting each other, having that common respect. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
All right. Because we all brothers, so we want to have that respect for each other. All right. So, I met you already, Jay, right? What's your name, my brother? Jamal.
Yeah.
Say it one more time. Gino. What's your name, my brother? Demetrius. Nice to meet you, Demetrius. My brothers. Antonio.
James.
James.
Yeah.
Father named James. That's the name of the prophet. What's your name, sir?
Tommy.
Tommy. Nice to meet you, Tommy. What's your name, sir? James. James. Out here, Kings. What's your name, sir? Jordan. All right. What about you, sir? Chris. So nice to meet y'all. I may not remember all of y'all names off the bat, so bear with me. Have mercy on me. I may ask it a couple more times as we talk throughout this conversation. Now, we don't plan on being here all day. We just want to dialogue with y'all a little bit about common issues, and Lord's will, we can have some solutions that we can all walk away with and apply throughout the neighborhood. Because I'm sure, being on Hampton University, y'all get a lot of traffic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Especially a lot of young men, probably between the ages of anywhere, I see young men right here, but from 16 to 24, coming in and out the shop, right?
A lot of college students.
A lot of college
right
students.
The campus right there, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that being, this is like a hub for our young men. Y'all remember how the lens used to be back in the day? Y'all remember Barbershop 1, 2, like the movies,
Yeah.
right? And the reason for a movie, the art reflects life. So, my brother right here, can you tell me your name again? Antonio. What is the barbershop often used for in the black community?
Other than getting the cut, I couldn't say.
You can't tell me? Okay. James, Barber James over here. You like it a little bit older. What's the barbershop normally used for throughout our community? Back in the day.
No, you mean originally?
Originally, back in the day.
A lot of things it was used for. It's pretty much a convention where men of all ages can come and communicate. You know, we were doctors. We were the first doctors. Pretty much everything. It's a hub for men.
There you go, a hub for men. Everybody agree with that? It's supposed to be a hub or a safe place for men to come with your problems, and you're able to talk to. There you go, talk about it. You're able to talk about it with other men, try to figure out some solutions. So similarly today, that's why we came here. We want to deal with the men that's in this community, the men that's here right now, dealing with the problems in our community and how we can have solutions to fix those things. All right? So I just want to open up with John 8:32. So we teach out of the King James Bible. That's where our belief stems from. We are a Bible-based organization. All right? So that's what we believe in. So that's what we're going to teach out of. All right? Go ahead and read that for me.
It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So this is Christ speaking right here. He said, we shall know the truth, and the truth will set us free. Now, can anybody tell me what the truth that Christ is talking about here?
The Bible?
Yes, sir.
Bible?
Sound the Bible? That's correct. Give me that Psalms 119. So we believe in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Y'all may even see us read out of this, which is known as the Apocrypha, or the hidden books, right? It's in the original 1611 King James Bible, but it was taken out in the 1800s by the Protestants. All right, and the reason for that is because on the islands, a lot of our brothers, West Indian blacks, they was using the history of the Maccabees to wage war against their oppressors. And so to take the food of rebellion out the slaves' minds, they took those Bibles or those books out the Bible. Because when you read Maccabees, they was using guerrilla warfare, hit and run tactics against their oppressors.
Gotcha.
So that's what the slaves was doing in the West Indies. So they said, okay, well, to keep that out their mind, we're going to take that. That's what you have today known as the slave Bible. Anybody heard of that before? So the slave Bible is a Bible that, you know, the Caucasians at that time used against us, where they took many books and scriptures out to make sure that we only heard slaves obey your master, right? That we only knew those scriptures, or it's okay to be poor, you're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. The meek of the earth going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. That's what they mainly taught us, so we can be okay with our low state and our low oppression, all right? But what we're talking about is the Bible, and feel free to chime in whenever you want. Officer, can you read that for me, though?
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142.
Thy
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
It said the Lord's righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. Read.
And thy law is the truth.
So the laws of God is the truth. So what Jay said is correct. The Bible is the truth, because that's where you find God's laws in, right? Who can tell me some common laws?
Like
Laws or
Ten
commandments?
Commandments?
Yep.
Like the Ten
Because they one in
Commandments?
the same thing. Yes, sir.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill. Steal. Thou shalt not steal. What about you, James? I know you're getting cut.
Thou shalt not blaspheme against God.
Okay, don't take the Lord thy God name in vain. I like that. What about you? You said, what's your name again for me? Jordan. Okay. What about you? Any commandments you know? Thou shalt not lie, right? Thou shalt not bear false witness. What about you, sir? Any commandments come to mind for you? No, I'm good. Okay. Gotcha. So those are common commandments most of us learn as children, and y'all not wrong. Those are the laws of God. That's the righteousness of God. Who want to be lied to? Show of hands. Nobody want to be lied to? Who want to be stolen from? You want somebody to steal your stuff? Who wants somebody to sleep with your wife, your girl? Nobody. So just give me Exodus 20. Oh, you're already on it. Go ahead and read that for me.
With all of them?
Yes, sir. So we're going to just read the 10 Commandments. Now, most of us know them, but we're just going to touch on them real quick. Because oftentimes the root of our problems comes from just the 10 Commandments. Now, is there more commandments or laws than the 10? Yes. But the biggest issues in our community is based on these 10. Right? Go ahead and read that for
The
me.
book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the earth beneath.
So not having any gods before God. An example of that would be, God said, yes, sir.
Never mind.
And it's James, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm going to say y'all names a few times just to try to lock them in. All right? So an example of thou shalt not have any gods before me, we all just agreed that nobody want to be lied to, right? So whenever you fix your mind to say, you know what, I'm going to lie this time because I don't want this outcome to happen, that's how you set another God above the Lord. Because you're willing to break his commandments for whatever reason. So that may be, okay, let's see. It said, thou shalt not have any gods before me. We don't want to lie to. Hold on, tell me your name. Let me see. I want to say Antonio. Okay, Antonio. All right. So Antonio, I tell you, hey, I'm going to be over your spot 3 o'clock. I'm going to come pick you up. You got a job interview. I'm going to come pick you up. I got you. I'm laid up with my wife. It's 2 o'clock. I'm laid up with my wife. I told her I'm going to take her out. She's supposed to be X, Y, and Z. I'm just going to tell Antonio, man, I ain't feeling too hot, man. I'm sick. Bro. I ain't feeling too good. You know, I'm sorry. I can't take you to work. Now, you find another ride. You get your job interview. You get the job. Everything worked out good. Was it right what I did? What was wrong with what I did?
Lie.
I lied. And why did I lie?
Probably because how I would feel.
Right. So I know you're going to feel some kind of way that I chose an old lady over you in that moment. After I already committed to you that I'm going to take you to your job interview, because a man needs a job so he can take care of himself and his family and his community. But the point is, I lied to you. I could have just told you, hey, man, I told the old lady I'm going to do this for her. I made this commitment. I'm sorry. You got another ride? Can you find another one? And if you can't, I'll still take you. And then, we'll figure it out. I could have said that to Antonio and worked out the details, but instead, I lied to him because it was more convenient and easy for me telling him, I don't feel too well. I don't feel too good. Who going to tell somebody sick, hey, man, yeah, I know you don't feel too good. Still come pick me up, man. Right. Who going to say that to their brother? You like, oh, damn, man, you feeling like that? Okay, hey, go ahead and get some rest. I'm going to catch you later.
There's no way we can know if he was really sick.
Right. Because when you see him a few days later, he might be good. But in that moment, I made my wife my God. Read that again.
Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or in the earth beneath,
Read.
or that is in the water under the earth.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
So the bowing down and serving them is worshiping them. So, and it may not even be my wife. It could be me. Say, I just wanted some time with my wife. We about to, do what's honorable between a husband and a wife. I put my own self over my brother when I told him I would take him to the job interview. I didn't have to tell him I would take him. But I committed to him, and I said, you know what? I'm comfortable. I don't feel like leaving the bed. I told the old lady, we're going to watch a movie. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Hey, man, Tony, I ain't feeling too hot. So in that moment, I made my pleasure or my wife a God because I was willing to break God's commandments. So
ain't your spouse supposed to be more important than your homeboy?
She is, to a degree.
That's the order that God says, right?
She is, to a
It's
degree.
God, then it's your spouse, then it's your children, then it's your parents, right?
That's true, right? To a degree. And the reason why I say this, is everybody familiar with slavery?
Familiar?
Yeah, this is HBCU, so I know everybody familiar. Like, who don't know about slavery?
We watch Ruth.
Oh, we watch Ruth? Okay, so we all on the same page, right? Now,
Roots ain't real, just so y'all know that.
yeah, it's a movie.
It's a plagiarized book that was plagiarized by Alex Haley. It was written by a white man back in 1925. It was called The African. That's why Alex Haley got sued in the 70s for plagiarizing that book.
Okay, I didn't know
That
that.
whole story is fake.
But the point of it is, it depicted history, correct?
I'm not sure.
As far as slavery, I'm not saying that the names, the exact families, I'm not saying that was all accurate, but the depiction of slavery, of what took place, did it not show that? Read Deuteronomy 28, and right. So that was true. And the reason why I say that is because oftentimes we watch a lot of movies or shows, and they're not necessarily real, but it's art that depicts life. Just like you got, what's some shows? Snowfall, you got BMF, you got, you know, all these TV shows we like to watch that may not, the actual characters are not necessarily real to the degree, but what they depicted is real. Somebody was slinging dope. Somebody was getting rich.
Somebody did.
Frank Lucas, that was happening, right? So these movies, I'm not saying that all the characters are real. What I'm saying is the art is reflecting life to a degree. And so that movie Roots that you say y'all watch, it reflected life. It reflected the Bible. Read that for me, verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
Come back and
But
see,
it shall
man.
come
Don't
to
be
pass,
no stranger.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, my young men, is curses a good thing or a bad thing? A bad thing, right? Curses are a bad thing. Who disagree with that? Curses are a bad thing. Anybody disagree with that? Right? So the Lord said curses will come upon us if we didn't listen to the Bible. Now let's read a curse. Jump to 68 for me.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
And this referencing to roots, right? And it's not just roots. Yes, sir.
Where the curse comes from?
The Lord. Read that again. The Lord.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter
Yep.
28.
So blessings and curses come from the Lord. Read verse 1 and then read verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Because it's James, right? So James asked a good question. He said, where does curses come from? So I'm going to show y'all thus saith the Bible, blessings and curses come from the Lord. So read verse 1.
Verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
So if we listen to the Lord, read,
to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day.
and we do what he tells us to do. For instance, who got children? Right? And all of us got parents. Your parents told you to do chores. That was them telling you. And then when you actually did the chores, that was you obeying. Now, they fed you, they clothed you, they may give you allowance, or they may have bought you things. That's a form of blessings. So the Lord said, you must listen and obey my commandments, and what?
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high,
He will set you on high. Read.
above all nations of the earth.
So one of the blessings was the Lord will set us on high above. Is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American? Let's see, my brother. Are we above everybody in our communities? No. I mean, it's not hard to tell, because who fill up the ghettos? Who fill up the projects? We know we're not above everybody. We know that. But the Lord said if we kept his commandments, that we would be above. That's a blessing. Read.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So who don't want to be overtaken with blessings? Right? We all want blessings. We want more blessings. So the Lord said if we obeyed, we'd get the blessing. Now jump to verse 15.
Verse 15.
Now this is the curse part that you asked about. Read.
But it shall come to pass,
But, meaning contrary, it shall come to pass. Read.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy
If
God,
you decided not to listen to your parents told you to take out the trash, told you to mow the lawn, told you to clean up the kitchen, I ain't doing that. Read.
to observe to do all his commandments which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
that all these curses
All these curses or them butt whoopings, them punishments, no game, all that will come upon you if you decide to, I heard what you said, but I'm not doing that. It's going to come upon you. Read.
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That's what happens. So blessings and curses come from who, James?
God. So
From
my
the
question
Lord.
is, so when God hardened the Pharaoh's heart, was that a form of a curse?
Yes. And why? Because he wanted to destroy Pharaoh anyway. So get me Exodus 11 and 7. That's what I want. So I know how I want to put this. So what I say, so Israelites in Christ, we came to teach so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Now, when I say so-called, that's for a reason. Because we're called African Americans, we're called Negroes. Our identity changes about every 10 years. Colored, that's been the terms we've been called since slavery. Those are bywords. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37 real quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37.
Read.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
We shall become an astonishment. Roots is astonishing. That's astonishing. 12 years a slave is astonishing. We shall become an astonishment. Our women just twerking randomly at music, that's an astonishment. Believe it or not. Read.
A proverb.
A proverb.
And a byword.
And a byword. So a proverb is just a wise saying. I'm sure y'all heard this before. If you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in a book. In a book. That's a proverb. That's a wise saying. And we all know it. Why? Because we don't like to read as a people. Now, I like to read, but I'm not greater than my people. So a proverb is just a wise saying that's meant for your people. So we all know if you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in a book. Sadly, that's true because our people don't like to read. So the Lord said we should become an astonishment, a proverb, and a what?
A byword.
A byword. That's anything, that's any name or term given to you that God did not give you. Now, will you find African American in the Bible, James?
Do I find that word?
Can you find that word African American in the Bible? Can you find colored in the Bible? You won't. Because the Lord made 18 nations, and guess what? We are the nation of Israel. Now, I just read to you a curse that would happen if we broke God's commandments.
Question. Sorry, not to interrupt. Y'all
And
affiliated?
it's James.
Yeah, James.
Gotcha.
Are you familiar with Captain Cesario?
Somewhat.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
it's for ICPK.
ICPK.
Yeah, but yeah.
Are y'all associated with ICPK, same type of Hebrew Israelite?
So we don't identify ourselves as Hebrew Israelites, just Israelites.
Just Israelites.
Just Israelites.
Not Hebrew Israelites.
No, and that term, that's another byword that's been given to us, not by ourselves, but by who? The same person that called us Negro African American. Who was that?
Right, but
I got a question. Who gave us that byword?
What word?
African American. Did we come up with that ourselves?
Nah, you know, people that brought us here gave us that name.
Right? And who brought us here? Antonio.
I don't want to see.
We in the barbershop. This is a safe space, my brothers.
Right.
Okay, Europeans. I know y'all be nice about it. Good, Europeans. Right? So-called Caucasians, so-called white people. They brought us here. They enslaved us, right? They gave us that name. Some people do ask that question, what's the difference between IUIC and other Israelite groups? This here right here. Go ahead and read that for me.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group.
The reason why we have to say that is because the same people that brought us over here, who brought us over here?
Europeans.
They put IUIC, Israelite in Christ, as number 3 on the United States hate group.
Right.
We're number 3.
But
Hold on.
everybody can't
The
be
Ku
Israelite.
Klux, everybody can't be. That's true. The Ku Klux Klan, hold on, my brother, hold on. The Ku Klux Klan. Everybody know the KKK. What have the KKK done?
Kill black people.
Can you pull up the hate list book?
Bro, I got the
Kill black people, that's true. Anybody else, you familiar with KKK? The white hoods pointed. Do they do good things or bad things? Bad things.
I think that's less irrelevant. They use the Bible to justify their actions, but that's the whole,
I'm
that's
sure
the
they
whole
do,
question.
but-
Though. How are we really having a conversation about black issues when we're still dealing with European programming?
I got you. And that's the importance of knowing the Bible. So that's why John 8:32.
They
It
were the
wasn't.
first missionaries over in Africa teaching all the black
This
people.
Bible been around way before then. So John 8:32, Christ said you should know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So we all agree that KKK has done bad things to people, right? Got the list. Okay, so we're ranked, I want to say above the KKK. I want to say they are number,
It's like 19.
yeah, they like 19, but they put us as 3. And guess who? Number 2. Nation of Islam. So how come I haven't seen the Nation of Islam recently? I haven't seen them put on no hoods. I haven't seen them kill people, like, just publicly. I haven't seen them lynch people. But we've seen, and we know the history of the KKK, lynching, burning, and bombing churches and people, mainly our people, killing people. But somehow, Nation of Islam, somehow, IUIC, we're listed above them and the United States they hateless. How is that when we have not hurt anybody? Because I'm showing you what you said is very true. There's a certain group of people, Europeans, so-called white people, they understand that we cannot let blacks unite. And anything that looks like unification of black people is a problem. So they put us above the KKK. When we have not killed anybody, we have not hung or burned crosses in nobody's yard, we ain't bombed no churches, but somehow we're worse than the KKK. That's what I like what you saying. There's a narrative being pushed that we're bad and somehow they're good. We're worse than the KKK, they say. No, we're not. We just teach you that, guess what? They've been lying to you your whole life, that you are the Israelites that the Bible speak of and you're God's chosen people.
But who been lying to you?
Question.
So-called white people.
Question. Because I don't think my question was fully addressed. How can
Give me one
we
second.
be...
James, give me 1 second. Because I'm just working through this hate. Go ahead, finish that.
I said, we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent Bible-based movement.
We have to say nonviolent because they place us above the KKK, which we're not violent. But somehow we're worse than the KKK. Read.
We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender.
So, like I said earlier, I'm not telling anybody to hurt any Europeans. Do not do that. You will end up in jail or killed. Read.
We advise that if anyone hears or
Now
knows...
defend yourself, brother. If anybody attack you, defend yourself. I'm not saying stand there and let anybody do anything to you or your family. Protect yourself. All right?
We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
So, we aren't affiliated with any other Israelite groups. Whether they call black Hebrew Israelites or Hebrew Israelites, we are not affiliated with any of them. None of them. All right? We stand alone in what we teach and what we do, and we hold ourselves accountable. All right? So, I just want to notate that. That's the difference. Now, what we teach, like I said, the base of it is nationality. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans are God's chosen people. How do we know? I just read to you some curses that God said will happen to his people. Read verse 68 for me.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt, what happened in Egypt? Does anybody know what happened in Egypt? During the time of Moses and the Pharaohs. Anybody remember what happened during the time of Egypt?
Oh, when Moses parted the Red Sea?
He did part the Red Sea, that's true. What about the status of the people that was in Egypt? The plagues, that's true. Moses brought plagues. Read that from Exodus 20.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
I'm going to show you. We don't always use the Bible to define the Bible, right? That's another key difference between us and a lot of people. So we don't just believe in saying something and then just leave it out there. We're going to use the Bible to define the Bible. Precept upon precept, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. Old Testament, New Testament. So let's read the Bible definition for Egypt. Read that.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So the Lord calls Egypt the house of bondage. So jump back over to verse 68 and read that from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord shall bring thee into bondage again. What?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
So the Lord shall bring us into bondage. Another word for bondage is slavery. Slavery. The Israelites were slaves to the Egyptians. That's why they built the pyramids. That's when you read the story about Moses, the plagues, parting the Red Sea, because you had one group of people, which was God's chosen people, the Israelites, serving the Egyptians. And the Lord had to free his people. Just like today, we are went back into bondage or slavery again with what?
With ships.
Can anybody tell me about the transatlantic slave trade? How did we get over here in America? My young brother right here. You said Jordan, right? Jordan. How did we get to America, so-called? Not all of us, because some of us was here, but the majority of our people, so-called blacks. We got put on, was it a cruise ship? We was hanging out on the boat? It was a regular ship? Was he having a good time?
Slave ship in the bottom.
There you go. What he's referring to is cargo slave ship. So they literally turned cargo slave ships, ships that was made to transport merchandise and inanimate things, They use that to transport us, people that we're alive, mothers, fathers, children. Say it one more time.
You gotta talk about the most important part. It was our own colored people who did it.
Well, not they. Some of our people took part in it, right? Just hold on. Some of
The Egyptians, if the Israelites were slaves of the Egyptians, what color are Egyptians?
Egyptians still are black. Remember, everybody. Hold on. Everybody is colored until. Can anybody tell me when the first person came out that wasn't melanated?
Esau.
Thank you. So yes, the Egyptians, the Hamites, the Moabites, all those are colored people.
Right.
Everybody was a colored people until one group of people came out not colored. And like you said, that's the Edomites. So guess what? All the nations was colored until a nation came that wasn't, and they began to mingle with all the other nations. That's when we began to get all these different variations. But everybody has some color to them, just like it's some dark Chinese people. You don't see them often, but when you go look at them, they got wide noses, they got dark skin, they be working, yeah.
Right.
So everybody had color until Esau came along in Genesis 25 and 25. Now, we're not going to get it because I don't want to take it from this point. I like what he said. Did some of our people take part in it? Yes. Just like today, who steals, when I say make sure nobody rob you late at night, or have some protection on you, what comes to your mind that you need to protect yourself from or who?
Yeah, that might be true, but that's systematic though.
It is, but the point is, it's true today like it was back then. That's why I like you brought up that point. Just like today, do all people rob each other?
It depends where you are, because if you're in Mississippi, it's not the black people you got to watch out for all the time.
Oh, of course.
You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
we all,
If
hold on.
you anywhere down south too late at night, they even got sundown states where black people
Yeah.
can't be outside after sundown.
Yeah, even up north. I don't.
Yeah, right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's why it's so important that Christ said, "You should know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." I need to make sure all of y'all understand who you are. That way you can understand why you have enemies and who those enemies are. Do y'all got enemies? Right? Most of us say, no, we don't have enemies. But my brother just said that there's sundown towns today in 2026. And that's true. So we have enemies. We just been rocked to sleep because we don't know who we are, because we've been caught.
Like Alabama?
It's throughout the South. It's throughout the South. A website, I forget the name, we had posted about 3 to 6 months ago locally for brothers to be aware. We had a list of towns, right? So you just got to look it up. They be updating it, throughout the year and all that.
Any in Virginia?
It's a couple, if I'm not mistaken. But what I want to notate is we got to know who we are so we can understand who our enemies are. So so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans are God's chosen people. How do we know? We just read a curse that will happen. One second, James. We just read a curse that will happen to the so-called blacks.
If being an Israelite is a bloodline,
Yes.
how can we all be Israelites? Or it's impossible for us to revert to being an Israelite. And that's point number one. Point number two is
So when you say all, who you referring to? So
you're saying we all Israelites. You're trying to teach us that we're all Israelites, but we can't be if all of us don't have Israelite bloodlines. Okay? That's point number one. Point number two is the Egyptians sold the Israelites. They already had y'all enslaved, right?
Not initially. So if you look at the history, under Joseph, our forefather Joseph, he brought us into Egypt, and we just had our own space, our own land. He worked for Pharaoh. He was Pharaoh's number 2.
So
we wasn't originally slaves, but we became their slaves over time.
So the original enemy was not the white man, right?
It's not about original enemies.
Because the original enemy sold you off.
Hold on. So who was the original enemy that you believe?
The first people that enslaved you.
Give me Psalms 18. Thank you. So I'm going to show you, we have a plethora of enemies. One second, my brother. So I'm going to show you we have a plethora of enemies. And I do agree with your first statement is that everybody can be Israel. That's what I said. Everybody's not Israel. It is a bloodline, right? That's why I said the curses are identifiers to who we are, right? So
there are black people that didn't get sent over here in the slave trade. So all black people, the ones that came over here, all of them can't be Israelites.
So that's just one marker. Deuteronomy 28, we read verse 68. From 15 to 68, there's a plethora of curses to help identify who we are as a people. Now, just slavery, slavery on slave ships, that's just one identifier. Guess what? I said so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Well, the Native Americans are already here when the slave ships got here, when the so-called Europeans got here. Were Native Americans here?
Yeah.
Yes. So they didn't get here by slave ships. So then how could they be considered Israel? That's what I'm saying. It's not just the slave ships. There's a whole plethora of curses from 15 to 68. I just read 68 because most of you in here look like so-called African Americans or West Indian blacks. But if you was Hispanic or Native Americans, I will touch on some curses that you can identify yourself with as well. Right? One second, my brother, because I still got to finish with him first, then I got you. All right? I ain't going to forget about you. All right? Because it's James and, I'm saying James and James. Right? So, first part.
Enemies.
Enemy. Yep, read that for me.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse, what's that verse?
So I want to make sure the first point you said was everybody can be Israel. Yeah, everybody can be Israel. The Lord made 18 nations. Everybody is not an Israelite.
And everybody that came on the boat was an Israelite.
Right? Because everybody that was on the boat weren't slaves. Get me, and I'm going to show you something else.
As slaves on the boat.
I'm going to show you something else too, James. Get me Romans 8 and 16. I got you. Give me 1 second though. Give me Romans 8:16. And I'm going to show you everybody of Israel is not going to be saved either. Everybody of Israel ain't going to make it. God don't want everybody.
Right.
God only wants those that's going to obey him. It's just like when your children turn 18, if you have children, if they're not listening to the rules you set in your house, they can't stay in your house. Guess what? God's the same way. Don't make no mistake. We're not talking about white, soft Jesus. That's Caesar Borgia. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the God of this Bible. You either do what he say, or you're going to be cursed. And ultimately, death. God judges. That's why we in this lower state now. We've been cursed as a people. That's why you see the black on black crimes. That's why you see the baby mamas.
Where did that curse come from?
15. You got to stick with me, James. We read that earlier. When James, hold on. When James asked it earlier, I read that in verse 15. The curses came because we didn't hearken unto the voice of the Lord our God. We didn't obey his commandments. Guess what? We were stealing, just like today. We were lying, just like today. We were sleeping with other people's spouses, just like today. We broke God's commandments, so he cursed us. That's what we read. That's why I need y'all to stick with me. Otherwise, we're going to touch on the same point again and again and again, and we're not going to be able to further the conversation with solutions. So, my brother James, we went into slavery, and God cursed us because we didn't obey. Just like I said, if you got children and they come of age, even before they come of age, if they disobey you, you are going to punish them. And when they do well, read Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. I got you. So if you have children, if they do what you say, they get good grades, they do sports, they do clubs, whatever you deem is good for them, and they do it, who's going to not reward their children?
I mean, that's just called the carrot and the stick method. There's
You
nothing
call it
wrong
whatever
with
method
that, but I mean, you also saying that God uses the carrot and stick. Either you're gonna do right, or you're gonna get this wrong.
Yeah, God said
So
blessings
what
or
was
curses.
the point of free will and autonomy?
You
So
have
he
the
can
free.
give us the free choice to do it.
Go ahead.
Right?
I'm
So
gonna
if
wait
he's
till
giving
you
us a
finish.
free choice to do it, how you gonna penalize somebody for choosing wrong? That's what I'm trying to understand. What's the point of these curses if we all have free will and free autonomy, and God gave us this gift to make a choice to serve him because we want to, right?
Not everybody. Remember, just as people. Because everybody can't serve God. But go ahead. That's what James was referring to.
So this is
Everybody
my next
can.
question. These 12 sides of Israel,
Because
That's what.
I got you.
the 12 tribes of Israel, they all came out of the Levant, right?
Say it one more time.
The 12 tribes of Israel, they all came out of the Levant region, right?
Levant region? I'm not sure.
That's
If we
just
came from
it.
Africa, I'm not sure what terminology you're using. We came from the western coast and the eastern coast of Africa. Because Israel is in Africa. That's the northern part of Africa.
That's not Africa. That's what.
That's not Middle East. I know they call it
No,
Middle East,
I'm
but
not
that's
gonna
the
call
northern
it.
part of Africa.
That's Asia.
Nope.
It is Asia.
I'm going to go with the Bible says.
I understand that.
I
but
got
I'm
you.
saying as
Israel
far as
started in what is it,
continental.
Hold on. I don't want us to stray from the conversation. So, from the point. So,
My point of asking is as far as I'm understanding, that black people, at least as far as the skin color me and you got,
Not skin color.
we came. This is just my understanding, okay?
Okay.
We came from West Africa and Sub-Saharan. Last time I
Right.
checked, Israel is way above the Sahara in a continent that ain't Africa. It's right near Africa, but that's not Africa.
That's what
So-
Jerusalem is.
Hold on. So
Them,
what?
them ethnic people that was Israelite, I don't think they were our color. That's just me personally. I
I
don't
got
think they
you.
were our color. You can't even. We don't even know much about the Egyptian dynasties up until like the 12th and afterwards.
So your whole point. I got you.
Tell me next time, I got
Did
you.
you want to say something?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
All right, so your whole premise about the Bible, you say Israelites.
Yeah.
How do you know who's an Israelite?
I'm asking you the same thing. You're trying to tell.
No, no.
As far as I'm
No,
understanding,
he's saying by the Bible. I'm asking, where do you get your perception of an Israelite?
Ahead of time.
long-standing cultural roots in that area.
Well,
It's
but
like-
you wouldn't know Israel without the
Okay.
Bible. That's what I'm saying,
Okay,
right?
okay, so me, I can say I'm not sure about all my African tribes that are in Africa, but I'm pretty much to say if I say Igbo, that's maybe Western Africa, and I'm pretty sure
Right.
they lived in that area for a long time. Just like if I say Han, they probably lived in that area in China for a long time. These people have embedded roots there,
Right, and I agree.
long-standing.
Now let me say something to you. Exodus 4:22. Let me get that because the whole point is we got to set this thing straight. The God of the Bible is only for one nation. There's 18 nations listed in the Bible. And we've all been taught that God is dealing with all nations. He loves everybody, that we're all equal. That's not in the Bible. That's where the confusion lies. That's why a lot of people think all the blacks are the same and everything. They also brought out that all blacks weren't the same. The Egyptians and the Israelites are two different people. We are not the same. We are not brothers. We are above them in God's eyes. Was that it? Exodus 4:22.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my
This is
son,
the Lord talk. He said, Israel is my son. The Israelites. Go ahead.
even my firstborn.
Go ahead.
And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me.
So the Israelites are the sons of God, not the Egyptians, not the Moabites who were the Chinese, not the Ammonites who were the Japanese, not the East Indians, none of them. The only children that God has are the Israelites, all throughout the Bible. There's no such thing as he's dealing with everybody. So the confusion is you think that all black people are the same. We're not. That's why the Egyptians and all the other black African nations, they sold us into slavery. Along with the white man, along with the East Indian, they all took a part in our slavery. And it's known today. They don't deal with us. Even in their stores.
Everybody keeps saying the white man started slavery.
I never
Actually,
said.
it was never a white man that started slavery. Actually, black people in Africa started enslaving their own culture.
That's cool.
What taught, that's what taught the white man to come
That's
to
great,
the-
but what does that have to do with us?
It has a lot to do
What does
with
that do with us?
That has a lot to do with it.
That's what I'm asking. What's the
No,
problem?
I'm saying it doesn't change it. We can't say like, oh, these white people are actually our enemies. We might as well be our own enemies. The Ottomans might as well be our enemies. The Turks might as well be our enemies.
Well, why are we enemies? Because we lost the love of ourselves, because we stopped keeping the commandments. When you go away from God's laws, you actually hate your brother. Like, for example, the law is not to sleep with my brother's wife, right? How would I show hate to my brother in the opposite way? I would sleep with his wife. And what would that cause? Let's name
Mistrust.
it.
It's called mistrust.
So trust, baby mamas, drugs, selling. These are ways we show hatred to our brothers, right? That's ways. God said if we keep his commandments, which is don't do these things, then our communities would not look the way they do. Is that true? Well, we're here to teach us the laws of God is going to bring our communities back on top, because in Deuteronomy 7:6, we'll come and show y'all real quick. This is God talking. This is not us talking. This is in the same Bible that everyone has. God has been saying that he has not been dealing with anybody the whole time.
But do y'all believe in like a supremacist stance that?
Watch this. I'm going to let the Bible
I've already heard it. I've already heard
read that
it
again.
in
Read
there.
that part again.
Well, go ahead, read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God says our people are holy, meaning we are separate, set apart, we are cleansed. That's what God calls us. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto
So
himself.
out of 18 nations, he chose us, the nation of Israel, to be special to him. Just like if you have hold on for a second, I'm going to show you why. The thing is, if you have something special, you hold it near and dear to you. You separate it from everything else. Like if you got a favorite pair of shoes or something, you treat them shoes better than any other shoes you got. Outfit, whatever. Go ahead. He
Above
said we are above. Go ahead.
all people that are upon the face of the
He
earth.
said we are above all people, all nations of the earth. We believe in what the Bible says. Yes, we hold that thing. That's what the officer said. I don't care about no other nation. I'm here for my people. Who's crying out for our people, the one that's getting killed in the
Which
street?
means that if we're not Israel, and if it's not in our bloodline, you're not here.
If you, let's say, for example, let's watch this. If my brother right here was not an Israelite, I wouldn't deal with him.
I know, but what about me?
Easily. I wouldn't deal with you neither.
How do you know if I'm an Israelite?
Yeah, he was getting to it. Let me get it. Romans 8:16. Let's get right to it. Because there's ways, because we have 3 ways. The first one, let's get Numbers 1-18, then we'll go to the curses, then we'll go to Romans. So there's 3 ways we can go. All right, because you got to remember, we lost our history in slavery. We lost our knowledge of ourselves, our language, our traditions. Everything was taken. That was mentioned in the Bible. That didn't happen to no other people. Every other people knows who they are. They can trace themselves back to their lands, their heritage, their families, and everything, except for us. We were totally stripped of everything that we had.
All right, now.
Read that real quick.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second
So
month.
this is Israel being all assembled. Go ahead.
And they declared their
He
pedigrees.
said they declared their pedigrees. What's the pedigree? Lineage.
Yeah.
They bloodline. They declared their bloodline, their lineage by what?
After their families,
Go ahead.
by the house of their fathers.
By the house of your father. You are who your father is. Not who your mother is, but who your father is. So it don't matter. So let's take, for example, we think, if we look at someone like Blake Griffin, right? He looked like a white boy with red hair and everything, right? But if you seen his father, he would actually be an Israelite because that's who his father was, he's a dark skin, he's a Negro, right? Right. So,
Hey, we just finished wrapping up a talk here at Deluxe Cuts. You had some of the people hearing the word. You had a couple scoffers, scorners, but they wasn't hot, right? Christ said be either hot or cold, but don't be lukewarm. Had a lot of lukewarm Christians in there that didn't want to say what it is and what it wasn't, and when we held them to it, they just backed down. But we had some people listening, receptive to the word, and that Lord's will glean from it and learn something from it. And then you had some that wasn't so much, but they sat there and listened. They tried to upstart a little bit, but we held firm to the word and continued teaching. The word.
yeah, it was a great experience, and I'm glad that the people got to learn the Bible. Like the officer said, there was a lot of discussions about other doctrines, but we was able to cast those down in the spirit of the Most High God.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.